Hey everybody, I'm Jade Jackson, a product designer at Modern. When AI makes UI creation a free-for-all, how do design systems keep up, and how do designers stay in the loop to provide governance and a source of truth for what exists? Over the last few months, that is the problem I've been trying to solve. I built a series of Figma plugins to get into this question. Not because Figma plugins are the future, they're probably not, and not because these specific tools are the answer, but I wanted to show how design systems might evolve when humans and AI create software fast. How can we do this with creative governance that keeps our front ends looking beautiful and on brand? I have 3 experiments I'm going to walk you through right now. We all know that design systems have been around for a long time, and they've mostly been about consistency, but drift is real, it's super real, and I've seen it across enterprises, definitely before AI was a thing, even enterprises that had strong design systems. Why AI excites me is that designers finally get in at that system level where we can set rules and patterns and inject design thinking before AI ever generates a screen. This challenge is no longer just about creating beautiful UI on the fly, which is still fun, but it's more about governing this exploding number of patterns from humans and agents alike. And it's also an opportunity that we never had before. We actually get a little bit more control with the AI revolution. We've all seen that AI starts off okay, but sometimes it forgets things, it forgets some context, and sometimes no matter what we do, production just outruns the documentation and the governance that we can provide because we're moving so much faster than we used to. I truly believe that the answer is not about preventing creation. It's not about preventing developers from creating UI. It's not about getting it perfect and right absolutely on the first try. That's impossible, especially at a startup speed. It's about governance being injected into the process without making design a bottleneck. It's the through line that runs through all 3 of these experiments. Construct is a proof of a bidirectional workflow. It explores whether design and production can actually participate in a living shared feedback loop. So the first thing I'm going to do here, you can see there's nothing that exists in this Figma left panel. I'm going to initialize. And right here, you see that things got automated, tokens, components, and patterns. These are real things where I created a design system production as a source of truth, and Figma is a mirror. And as new patterns emerge or are made, they are going to show up here in this Figma plugin and in this Figma file for design review. So I'm going to press done. These are patterns that exist in a fake CLI. And these are the components that make up the patterns, and these are the tokens that make up the components. Very typical atomic model for a design system. Now I'm going to say run demo 4, and what this really is it's showing someone creating a new thing, a new pattern that we need for whatever reason. I'm going to apply this change, and all of a sudden here I say, oh, okay, I ran my Figma plugin, and I noticed that a new thing exists in the mirror, and it's something called a batch operations summary. So now I'm the designer and I'm going to go check it out in the mirror. And here it is, this mirror. I'm going to reject this component. I think this component needs to have more information in it. I think we need to show an actual repo status and showing which repos did what and why. So I'm going to reject this. And now I'm going to say check mirror over on this side. So now what's happening is we're pulling from the Figma MCP and we're checking it out to see what the designer said. What was the call they made on this thing we wanted to add? And it says here that it checked and it needs a new thing. Do you want me to revise it? That's the LLM asking, or do you want to add a screenshot? And I did this because I wanted to make sure we had a step in there where a designer could upload a screenshot, or even a developer could upload a picture or an image. I'm gonna just let it revise. It's a pretty simple pattern, and I think it'll be okay. I think it'll get pretty close. So now we're waiting for production to create something and propose it to us over on the design side. Okay, great, it's come through. I'm going to apply one change. Great, and now I can see that this component automatically updated. This is showing what AI thinks makes sense as a pattern. I think it looks good. I'm going to press approve over here, and then I'm going to say done. And I'm going to come back and say check the mirror. And now this is where it gets pretty cool. The first thing I'm going to do is going to apply the changes, and you're going to see it disappears from the mirror. And then if we go into patterns, here's the batch operations summary down here. And now it exists in our patterns library, which is a reflection of our production. I'm going to press done, and I'm going to get back to the point I was making just a moment ago. So you can see here, there's this built-in pattern check. It's giving us a composition rules analysis. And this is great because we want to canonize those good patterns and make sure we don't overlap too much. So you can see here, it's giving analysis, it's giving some warnings, and it's coming out with a recommendation that we can add this for now, skip a dedicated batch banner rule, and then it's asking, do you like these rules? Should we make this official? That's the whole demo for the construct. The point is really not the automation, it's that design judgment can be codified into the system. Okay, so that was construct. Let's keep going. And that is where my next plugin comes in, Prod to Figma. It's a one-way street. Prod to Figma focuses on visibility. So I'm going to go back to my Figma. So here we are in Prod to Figma. Now I'm going to run Prod to Figma. And you can see we have a very similar thing appearing here. We have it's reading the storybook, it's analyzing the production code, and it's projecting that information into Figma. It's showing here everything that exists. So if I zoom in a little bit, these are like real components based on our real design system. And you can see and quickly scan those storybook mirrors. And then over here, it's pretty interesting. I have a storybook gap section. And what this is showing is where MUI is being used and where Neo adoption breaks down. Where is the drift occurring? And where could a system component that already exists, where could that be used instead? Or where does Neo have a gap? You can see it gives you a real production reality. Here are the affected files. We could probably replace MUI tooltip with Neo tooltip. I took you through the bidirectional flow, and now I'm going to show you something more complete. This is definitely my most ambitious plugin, and it is not done yet, but it's pointing to the future of where I think we could have living loops that handle complexity and legacy design systems, even with a storybook layer involved. And for anyone who doesn't know, Storybook is a dev tool for building, testing, and documenting UI components in isolation, independent from the product. Let's use the same environment and let's try to work together on having a unified storybook that we can all use and we can all contribute to. Our Neo design system is already very, very strong. We have amazing engineers and they build wonderful modern technology. We have a flow from our components and tokens that are in Figma right into our storybook. We have built-in drift detection. The idea here is that we have one machine readable file, a composition JSON, and every canonical choice lives in this file. Designers read it and contribute, engineers read it and contribute and import it, agents, LLMs read it, our lint tools read it. Everything flows from this one source and then out onto every surface with a clear governable process for new patterns entering the system. So you're going to recognize this light construct, an ephemeral design system, which projects onto a surface. In this case, I'm using a Figma plugin as a surface. Here you can see we have a diff panel. And so this could be drift made by designers, made by engineers, made by LLMs. Someone might change a blue a little bit and we want to review it. As any design system expert can approve or reject these drift issues. The last thing here is a compose tab. And this is the really cool part. You can check whether a screen is assembled in the right way. So long story short, I don't know if these plugins survive. Figma may build this, I hope they do. Storybook may build this, some third-party tool may build this. The models themselves may come out with stuff. The implementation details are not the point. The point is just to show the shift that is already happening and to try to figure out how we can start experimenting with it and making our lives easier. AI is making software creation so fast and so much more accessible. We want everyone to contribute. It's a better product when more people contribute. Governance has to be continuous and feedback has to be as automatic as possible. Design should stay in the loop at scale. No more design reviews or flat files. We need design pipelines. Design pipelines, CI/CD for design. And I'm going to leave you with that. Again, my name is Jade Jackson. I would love to talk with you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or anywhere. I love talking about this stuff. Thank you for hanging out with me.